Hey, welcome to another episode of ArtCo Drones and Entertainment. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad you're here. We've got a good show for you tonight. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Mavic 4. Hopefully, Lon could show us some more video that was pretty popular last week. And we'll talk about other drone stuff, but we'll also talk about YouTube and how YouTube is messing around with views. So let's get this show on the road. Let's welcome from the land down under. He's no blunder. He's the curmudgeon from the dungeon. It's Dominic. Welcome.
Howdy. How is everybody going?
Good. And how are you?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, how's the weather there? Cold, I bet.
Well, it's probably high 50s, which is about average, but at least we're having a little bit more sun than we usually do. So that's something pretty handy.
That's good. We got up to 82 today. Beautiful weather. Finally a day I didn't have to wear a jacket from the company to my car. Yeah, I didn't need a jacket except in the morning. Alrighty, let's welcome all the way from Grand Rapids, Michigan. He's fun. He's fun. Let's welcome Lon. Welcome.
Hi, Lon.
Let me get back on that page. There we go. Now you mentioned video, and I'm like, oh crap. Well, let me see what I had. I got a crap ton of video. It's all raw though. None of it's clipped or nothing. So I'm like, crap.
That's fine.
I got some of Billy's clips. I was gonna text him to see if he cared if I shared his clips. I'm assuming he doesn't.
Okay.
Or otherwise he wouldn't have sent them to me. It's so funny. I had like 50 gigs, and he sent me like 30 gigs.
Wow.
Of stuff, stuff that he took. So I'm like, oh, geez, I got 70, 80 gigs of Mavic 4 crap.
Awesome.
The bad part is, the All Eye stuff won't play though unless I run it through Premiere Pro. So that's what I was trying to do. I don't know if you're familiar with All Eye, but it's a new codec that ships out at 1,200 megabytes per second. So none of these players are gonna play it, yo. They ain't playing that, yo. They ain't playing that. Yeah. Yo, dog, they ain't playing that, yo. They ain't playing that, yo. No, they're not playing that. So I got to run it through Premiere Pro. So I was trying to sift through them real quick to see which ones are normal.
Because last week I had very high views. I had over 150 views.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah?
Which was good. And then just a few days ago, I was checking. It's down to 85.
Oh.
What the hell is going on with YouTube? What
refunds? People decided they wanted their view back.
Yeah, they wanted the view back.
I saw your video.
They had a review.
Oh, that shit. Yeah,
they wanted a review.
Yeah.
Unview. Can you unview something? I wish. There's many days I wish I could unview something.
There's a few things.
I wish I never saw that.
Now. Yeah. But the thing about it doesn't matter, thumbs down, thumbs up, because that gets added into that's shows that
engagement.
Mm-hmm. So I just have a thing with YouTube. What the hell is going on? My shorts are doing really good, and I've been playing around with AI and making up some videos, and those are doing good. So that's interesting. So what I'm going to do tomorrow after the show is done, I'll get a screenshot of, especially down where it shows views and all that jazz, and I'll wait a couple of days and watch, see if they drop, and then I'm just going to get a hold of YouTube, and because nobody could explain why this is going on. I guess this has been happening to Bill Thomas's lives as well, where you'll get a bunch of views actually, and you think, oh wow, this is better than last week, because that's what I've been thinking, and I get a whole lot of views. That's better than the week before, and then you notice your views have dropped. What's going on? And I just noticed that just recently, because I know earlier this week I looked and it was 150 views, and I go, oh good. Yeah.
Are they erasing the views that you give your own video from your fandom channels?
Yeah. Warren, depends.
Oh. You got an ad already? Are you monetizing this stream?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm trying. YouTube has got a new thing out for where to put ads and stuff like that, and helps you to, make a little more dough. But don't worry, I got it set up to where I'm only going to have at least 2 ads during this live stream. So.
43 ads. No, I'm just kidding. I got a suggestion. YouTube Premium. I'm just kidding, but I'm kidding, but I'm not. I thought YouTube Premium since the day it came out.
Right.
I was like, take my money.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, $10 here.
Oh, it's $10 a month.
That's what it was. I don't know what it is now. Okay. I have no idea. It's been on autopay for 10 years or whatever the shit, whatever the hell they cost. I could care less. I'm not watching commercials on YouTube. You can just keep that. You can hang that up. It ain't happening. I don't give a shit if it's $100 a month. I'm not watching ads on YouTube. No damn way.
See, Warren, that's what you need to do. You need to get YouTube Premium.
Yeah. There's a bundle package. It used to be like, because I got YouTube Music too. I got unlimited YouTube Music. I got YouTube Red. It used to be called, and I think it's called YouTube Premium now.
Yeah.
That's how old I am. That's how long I've had it. It was called YouTube Red when I signed up, and you got YouTube unlimited YouTube Music with it. Now, whether they've raised my rate or not, I guess I could look. I have no idea what they're charging me.
There you go. Cool.
I have no idea, to tell you the truth.
Well, I say hello to Brad. Hey, Brad, good to see you. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat. We've got Steve Janess. Welcome, welcome. We got Brian, Waypoint, New England. Warren, Akira Show. We got Jody, Drone Shot. Captain Joe America, USA Drone Flyer in the house. And who else? I think that's about. Oh, there's London Art, and then there's some guy, Northside Hawk. What?
Yeah.
Don't confuse him with Southside Hawk.
Yeah. Southside. Yeah.
Southside.
Southside Squad. Yeah.
Northside Hawks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds better. Northside Hawks. Better than
Northside Hawks.
Or the Chicago Black Hawks. Sounds like Black.
It's Black Hawks. They're Indians. I don't think they're allowed anymore. Did they change their name?
No, it's still the Black
Hawks.
Hawks.
They kept their name?
Yep. Yeah, it's only
You knew they had balls in Chicago.
Just football and baseball. Where the Indians are now the Guardians.
Sweet.
But Atlanta's still the Braves.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do the Guardian chop.
Yeah, the Guardian chop. Yeah.
The Guardian chop.
Guardian of the Galaxy. Everybody's dressed up like Gamora. What is it? Rocket Raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
So it'd be like a stadium full of coons.
Oh.
Well, even they're dressed like raccoons, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Silverhawk.
Silverhawk. So who got the Mavic 4? We know that Billy got one. We know that Dono got one. And who else got one? Oh,
Jig Sloan, Air Photography, 51 Drones. Let's see, Potato Jet. Then a crap ton of other people. M Drone. What's his name? Mark Fisher. Mark Fisher. Yeah, Mark Fisher.
Yep.
Crap ton of people have gotten it, actually.
Eddie
Nunez. You sure he got one? Because he was clowning like he got one. I'm not sure he actually got one.
No, okay.
He was acting like he got one, and then he turned around, and it turned out to be fake news. Maybe he got one though. I don't watch his channel, so maybe he got one. Does he have a video up about it?
Not that I know of. I haven't really watched anybody's videos on the drone stuff.
I haven't seen a video from him, and it's been a couple weeks, or at least a week. So you'd think he'd have a video up if he had it.
Yeah.
Drone X Factor got one. Okay. Xavier got one. Yeah, lots of people have it. You know, everybody's going, oh, all these people that got it from DJI giving out positive reviews. I'm like, man, like 8 people got it from DJI in the United States.
Yeah.
Seriously, like 8 people, and that's it. Every other review you see out of the United States, they bought it themselves.
Right. And well, yeah, Ken Herron didn't get one.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Well, he's not on the DJI list anymore.
He was. I wonder why.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah, he's more FPV now. Yeah.
He's more SOB, really.
Yeah.
It's more.
He likes the what is it, the 03 unit, and whatever.
I'm not sure if he's been on DJI's list ever, or at least not in many, many years.
Yeah,
because he didn't get he bought the Potato, for example.
Right.
I don't think he's gotten anything from DJI.
Yeah. Didn't he build an FPV using the 03 unit?
Oh yeah, but he didn't get it from DJI. He just bought one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Cool. We're waiting for Billy. He's probably still at work.
Good old Bill Romaine. Yeah, I think he thought I was Philly drone micing him or Philly drone lifing him, because I sold him my Air 3S, right? And then there's situations come up where I got to go do a flicking job like in a week, right? I'm like, God, geez, because I expected to have picked up the Mavic 4 Pro by now. I keep hemming and hawing like a jackass. Anyway, so I just tipped him up. I just said, hey, do you want to sell me back the Air 3S? I'm thinking maybe he regrets spending that much money. You know what I mean? So I'm like, if you want to sell it back to me, he's like, oh, I don't want to let you down. I guess I will. And I'm like, no, whoa. No, just keep it. It's cool. I just wanted to make sure you weren't having regrets, because I was going to order the RC Pro 2, and then I would just pay him back for the Air 3S, and then it's because I mostly want the RC Pro 2. That freaking remote is the shiznit.
Yeah,
the drone is cool and all that, but I'm mainly all about that controller. The controller is awesome.
Right.
That's where I was at. What's his name? Chelsea. No, what's that guy's name? Tony. What's his name? Tony.
Tony Northrup or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Clown. He's got one.
Okay.
He bought one from Adorama, I believe.
Oh, just go and get one then.
Well, I already ordered one. That's why that was my solution. Bill wants to keep the Air 3S, and I said, okay. And so I went ahead and ordered one. So
yeah,
I should have it here Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah,
he's happy with it. So good. Like I said, it wasn't about me trying to strong arm him into selling it back to me. I was just like in a position where Tony Northrup, that's the clown's name. He's right, Tony Northrup. Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to, just figure out what I wanted to do.
Okay, cool.
'Cause I'm gonna make the money back in this one job. So it was like,
that's good. That's always good. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's sharing other people's. I don't know if this isn't a secret, but guess who's filming FIFA when they're in wherever they are? I forget. But guess who got the contract to film FIFA from the air?
Oh, who?
My little brother. Yeah, I was like, get the fuck out of here when they're in the States. Yeah, I was like, oh, you some bitch. That's not a bad deal.
Yeah, awesome. That's great.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be his assistant or not because I don't know if I want to take that much time off work.
Yeah.
But soccer's cool or football, if you rather. But it's just I don't want to stand around that stadium for 8-9 hours straight.
Yeah,
that's basically what it boils down to. It's an all-day affair, So I'm like, I don't know, but it'd be cool. See a little back behind the scenes, them filming and being in the production office and all that kind of cute stuff would be kind of cool. I guess they have a special pad that they fly from or whatever in the stadium and all that kind of cute shit. And that's all very well and good, but
cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be really cool to see all the clips and everything. So,
Well,
oi.
Got some for us?
You want me to see if I? No, here I'm gonna go. You guys talk. I'll go see if I can find. I was in the middle of it when you brought me in. All right, let's see.
So Dominic, have you been doing any flying lately?
Not really. The weather hasn't been conducive to it. I did put it up once or twice for a sunrise, sunset, but other than that, haven't done much.
Cool.
The weather's not been that good.
Cool. I haven't been flying for months. Kind of hard to do when you don't have a drone and you got your FPV shit all packed away. Still waiting to see what's going on. So last week I decided, hey, I'll go check out the building behind me because earlier in the week we got a notice something's going on where they need our info for the office and shit. And so the vacant units, those notices are still up. So that's how I know they're vacant. So I went to the building behind me and I went all the way up to the third floor, all the way down to the bottom level. Half the units are vacant.
No.
Imagine that. So this weekend, I'm going to get a notepad. I'm going to check out the other units in the complex and see how many.
Checking out units is tight.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck.
Sorry. Hey, Chuck. Good to see you. Go, see how many vacancies there are because, they may have to drop their rates because I see ads all over the place for apartments and shit, and I'm like, wow, but the prices are still high. It's like, you're not going to induce people to move into your unit if you don't, kind of bring down the price. And I looked at one unit earlier this week. There was this apartment that was like 5 minutes from work. And it was a nice one. It was a 2-bedroom, 2 baths. And they showed the price that I got was cheaper than where I live right now. So I went over there and I said, oh, disregard that price you saw on that website. That's not the price. It's $1,600 and change for a 2-bedroom. I said, how much is the 1-bedroom? It was more than what I pay here for a 2-bedroom.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I said, well, I'll keep you in mind, if you decide to lower your price. And it's like, wow, 5 minutes from work, and it's a nice apartment building. It's 3 stories, and it's got an elevator.
Mr.
And,
Kitty.
Mr. Kitty.
Kitty, hey, Michael. Let's see what else. Oh, yeah, it's 55 plus, so it's like, yeah, that'll work for me. And it's restricted, so which is good. You'd think I would be able to get in, and it's like the prices were higher than where I'm at now. And so I got talking with the manager there, and he said, "Yeah, there's a whole bunch of empty units where I live." And she said, "Yeah, I think people are moving out of state." Like, yep. But
why the hell would anyone move from Colorado?
Yeah. Well, hey, nobody wants to live in California. We're becoming California.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. So, but I'm not seeing it. I think I saw one house up for sale, but I'm wondering when you'll start to see for sale signs popping up around town. Yeah. So that's what's going on with me. Looked at another place, got all the way over there, and I said, "You have any ground units?" No. Shit, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because the way that they're situated, they've got the 2 and 3 bedroom units on the ground level, and they've got the 1 bedrooms on the 2nd or 3rd floor. And I go, shit.
Oh, that's a picture. What the hell?
Yep, you're right, Brian. I think that's what happened. I think the illegals that heard about ICE was coming around. They were, because we got a Trende Aragua gang here in the Denver metro area, and they took over a couple apartments in Aurora, Colorado, and they've been having raids at underground parties. They arrested 105 people a couple weeks ago at a party. And it wasn't just ICE, it was DEA, it was the Postal Service, and all the different alphabet
people, yeah.
People, yeah. So it was a combined effort. Even the county was involved in it. Yeah. So that's what's going on. So, Dominic, do you have a problem with the illegals invading your country?
Yep.
You? Wow. Oh, righty. I think there
Let's
we go.
see what happens. Is it playing?
Yep.
Yes, it is. Oh, okay. Cool.
This is obviously a shot that he took in Philly. No, wait a minute. Where is this? Frick, I don't know. Hell, that might be one I took. No, it looks like Philly from here.
Yeah.
No, it looks too nice to be Philly, though.
Yeah. Well, there's Mikey's neighborhood down there in the right-hand corner.
Yeah. Hey, the thing to see about this, and I don't know what everybody's watching this on, but the 3D pop is insane. And you look at the buildings in the front, and then you look at the buildings in the center, and then even when you look at the buildings, can you see my cursor by chance?
Yeah.
The building's way in the back, even that building way back there. You know what I mean?
Right.
It is crisp. You can even see this antenna on my screen. Again, I don't know what everybody's watching now, but you can bring an antenna there, way in the background there. It is insane. What kind of clarity you get, on this camera. It's crazy. Here, let me pull up, let's see here. And I'll do this. Hopefully it plays. Okay. This is, of course, the guitar again. And this was done in that all eye, but now it's been processed to crap. So it's not quite as crisp, but it's still pretty pretty impressive. I think
Cool.
this is this the actual show? I can't remember. Let's see here. No, I think this is the night before when we got there too late to catch the show, to catch the actual show. So this is more of a just let me see if kapow. Let's see what this one is. Oh, this one might be better. Nope, this looks very similar.
Yeah.
Move it ahead. Yeah, like I said, I didn't come prepared, so sorry. I didn't know you wanted me to show video. Otherwise, I would have put something together for you real quick if I would have known. Let's see here. Oh no! Oh my God, he's hyperlapse central. This guy is Mr. Hyperlapse. Here's a vertical. This was the vertical. Oh wow! Go ahead and mute that. Or oh wait a minute, I'm muting because you're probably going to get a copyright strike.
I don't hear anything, but
I don't hear anything.
Oh good.
Either, but
oh good.
Right.
Never mind, because he has music to it that I can hear. If you guys can't hear it, all the better.
Yeah,
it would probably get you a copyright strike.
Right. Oh, that's cool. I like how the color of the water looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like the green and the...
Sweet. I managed to get the sound out for me too.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this is like, I don't know. That's some. Then this is another one. I think it's the same thing, but in.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. No, it's slightly different. I think. Yeah.
Cool.
We were parked in what were we parked at? A CVS in the parking lot. That's the beauty of having so much range. We're way on the other side of these buildings.
Oh.
Shooting all this. This ship went the wrong way. We're all ready to chase it, going the other way with the Air 3S and the Mavic 4, and it came in. We're like, what the hell is going on here? But there must be some maneuver they do before they actually ship out, because they had boarded and everything, and then they pulled more into the port. We're like, God damn it. Because we're like, oh, here it goes. And we're all like, you know. But I've never been on a cruise. I guess what I found out was that there's a difference between boarding time and when they actually take off. Because we looked up on the schedule what the boarding time was, right? And we're like, oh, okay, they board at 5 o'clock or whatever. And so we were like, oh, okay, cool. We'll get the drones in the air. We'll get this crap going. Here's one of his world famous hyperlapses. This guy, he's a hyperlapse king. You know, yeah, he had this one. Is this the one where the bridge goes up and down a couple times? Yeah. Yeah. This drone is super duper stable, so it lends itself to this kind of stuff. You don't have to do a lot of post production or whatever to keep it decent. So, and with the battery life, this is a long ass hyperlapse.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you can't get that unless you have a crap ton of battery life. What the heck is this now? I don't know what this is. Let's see.
Oh,
you know, this is definitely Philly. I wonder what ISO he's at here. I think you need to down this ISO a little bit, but you can still like how crisp it is in the corners and stuff. Yeah.
Right.
It's a lot of noise going on up here though. So it makes me think that he's in a pretty high ISO.
Right.
I don't know why though, but there's plenty of light.
Yeah.
Probably could have downed this ISO a couple steps. But for all I know, he's just doing a 12,008 ISO test just for giggles, I guess. So
cool.
Yeah, cool. Is that enough clips, Art?
yeah, that's enough.
Are you happy now?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did I show this one already?
No,
let's say nice.
Now this is a normal. I know what this one is because he sent me this one like a month ago, or whatever. Yeah, this one's in just normal. Just launch the drone and fly. That's like the first day he got it. And he got it late. You know, he was at work all day, and he went and picked it up, and he just did the updates, and then he just launched it basically and shot this footage. This is just in normal, nothing, no touch-ups or nothing. So
nice.
He said, the drone, but who didn't think the camera was going to be good? You know what I mean? All right,
yeah.
Stop sharing and.
Oh,
where am I?
Oh,
there we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Bam.
There. Bam.
Bam. Bam.
Yeah.
What's up, Mr. Kitty?
Yeah. Yeah. If I had the money, I'd probably get that. But yeah.
Well, and you could get it. It's a real, yeah. And all these people are like running around. Huh? Go ahead.
Why doesn't DJI give a GIMP a drone? Hey, we.
Yeah. They can write it off.
Yeah.
They can write it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's quite the situation that DJI is in, and it's not, it's not like we're all waiting for pacemakers. You know what I mean? Everybody gets so upset about it. It's like it's a toy, fellas. Take a deep breath. But the thing is, for me, is everywhere else in the world. In fact, I could order it from Korea right now for $3,500 shipped. And that's probably, so that makes it about $3,300 probably for the creator combo. And to me, that's just incredible because, what does that mean? What does they pay for it then? What are they paying for it? $3,000?
Yeah.
They got to be making money, right? They wouldn't do it if they weren't making money. So what are they paying? $2,500, $3,000, $2,800 maybe for the creator combo.
Yeah, possibly.
So people are blaming DJI for the American prices. Some guy made a long ass rant video about it, literally like 20 minutes or a half an hour, ranting and raving about how DJI's overpricing the Mavic 4 Pro and blah 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 blah. This American guy, and he's showing, B&H's price or Adorama's price or Camera Rise's price, and I'm like, dude, those aren't official DJI prices. That's the prices they think they can get. The damn RC Pro 2 is for sale on Adorama. It was $1,100 on Sunday or Monday. It was $1,200 on Tuesday or Wednesday. And now it's like $1,400 all of a sudden.
Wow.
Exactly. What's changed? They just realized they can get more money for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just realized they can charge more. That's the bottom line.
Well, it's all about demand.
It's all about demand. Yep.
Lower the supply, it's going to drive up the price.
But people are acting as if it's DJI's price. It's not DJI's price. No. Adorama's charging that because they can. Because people are paying it. People are willing to pay $1,500 for a $1,000 remote. The damn remote's $1,000 or less everywhere else in the world. In Canada, the remote is $999 US in Canada.
Wow.
And they're charging $1,500 at Adorama, $1,400 or $1,500 on Adorama. So, frick, you add $2,000 more to that, you can get the whole goddamn creator combo.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, double that plus a little bit. You can get the Flymore combo.
Cool.
Because the Flymore is like $2,700 everywhere else in the world, USD, and it's like that's just insane. So, but people get their FOMO up. They, that's why people are willing to pay $500 for a pair of Jordans. You know what I mean? That's why, people are willing to pay $1,000 for a potato chip that looks like Elvis Presley. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People gonna buy what they want to buy, and more power to them. If you can get it,
Yep.
I got the electronic ND filter, and somebody offered me $500 for it.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a $220 accessory, and somebody offered me $500 for it.
Wow.
I was like, well, you can't get it.
Yep.
You can't get it anywhere. Nowhere in the world can you get it. So,
right.
They may never get it. DJI came out with standard filters, which should go on sale next week, I believe. So,
cool.
Anywho.
Yeah. So, how about the big, beautiful bill it passed?
Oh no, that's only in the House, and that's politics,
Yeah.
Mister. This is the
Yeah,
drone.
Yeah.
This is the drone day.
Well,
Yeah.
they'll think around with the order. They'll say, "Ooh, looks good. We're good."
Well, no arguing about the parts that I care about. The no tax on overtime. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Dude, that's me
Yeah.
right there. That's got my name all over it.
Yeah, me too.
No tax on overtime. In the wintertime, I work 60, 70 hours a week. So I'm like, oh yeah, no tax on overtime. Oh, I can't even imagine how much money that would put back into my pocket. You know what I mean? It's like I get jumped into a new tax bracket. You know what I mean? Come, October, November, I'm suddenly in a totally different tax bracket. I'm paying in, $1,000 every 2 weeks in taxes, federal taxes.
The no tax on tips that passed, and Social Security, and they codified all the Trump tax cuts from his previous. That's good. So, from what I'm hearing, I think the Senate is pretty happy with it.
Well, they're going to do a bunch of amendments. People in states like New York and whatnot, we're going deep into this politics thing, okay?
Yeah.
No, but the people in states where they pay super high property taxes,
that's
want
deductibles.
Want a credit or deductible or whatever. Yeah. They want it raised from 10,000 to 40,000, which the House bill did already, but I made to understand people wanted it to be even higher than that.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to me, that lends into the narrative that, where you're pandering to rich people. Because if you're concerned about a $50,000 a year property tax or more, how much is your house got to be worth?
Well, I think it's a lot of people that own homes in general. They pay a lot of taxes in those high tax states like New York.
Oh, you're right. But if you have a $500,000 house in LA, you're not paying $50,000 in property tax. I don't think. God, I hope not. Anybody live in California?
Oh, yeah.
Not. That's insane. Every year? Every year? I know it's high. My sister used to live in LA. I used to live in LA for about a year. So I know it's high, but I'm just saying. 50K in property tax?
A little 500 square foot home in LA is like $500,000 right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
When I lived in DC, when I lived in DC, it's $2,000 a month 35 years ago for a flop apartment, like a studio.
Wow.
In a shitty part of town. It was like $2,000 a month. For rent. I don't even want to know what it costs to buy a condo or whatever.
Right.
Well, I do know Chuck Schumer has a condo in Burbank. I'm thinking of California. $650,000 for a 1-bedroom condo in Burbank. Can you imagine? $650,000 for like it was a 1,500 square foot or 1,200 square foot condo in Burbank. $650K. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
That's crazy.
Get the F out of here.
That's crazy.
I bought my condo for $50K. Dropped to $6,000. I paid like $57K for my condo, and it was like 2,000 square feet. 2-story, 3-bedroom technically, but 2 actual bedrooms, and then another room that could be used for a bedroom. But anyway, it was $57K. So
cool.
650,000.
Wow.
For an apartment, basically.
So that's going to be Bill Ronane's nickname, the Big Beautiful Bill.
The Big Beautiful Bill?
Yeah.
BBB.
BBB. Yep.
3B. Triple B's.
Triple B. Hey.
Triple B. The bee's knees. B, baby. So like I said, not to get off into politics, but it's interesting if it all gets passed. I think, the opposition to it's kind of strange. It's kind of a weird opposition. It's like, okay, so you want Social Security to be taxed? You want taxes on tips? Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's border security in there too, so I know a lot of people will probably oppose that. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm not holding my breath, but I'd be geeked. I'd be geeked. The no tax and overtime is my number one.
Yeah.
I'm like, bitches. Now they can come up with fair tax, where fair tax or flat tax. I'm a libertarian, remember? Flat tax. Mm-hmm. I vote for anybody that proposes flat tax.
Yeah.
I don't care if the devil himself sprung up. Yep, flat tax. I'm all about it. Everybody pays X amount of percentage, no matter how much money you make.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. No write-offs, no deductions, no nothing. You pay 5% or whatever the hell it is. Everybody pays it. If you make $10 an hour, you pay it. If you make $50 million a year, you pay it. I don't care. Everybody pays the same amount.
Hey, we got the Triple B in the house.
There he is.
BB. Hey yo, BB. Hey yo, BB.
Welcome.
Big Busty Bill.
Yeah.
Big Busty Bill.
Billy boy. Hey yo, Billy.
Hey, they didn't get no tax on Social Security. That's not in it.
I didn't think that was in the bill either, but I let him go.
No, it's not. But they did get. There's a bunch of breaks. Apparently, they haven't announced what they are yet, but apparently there are breaks for people living on Social Security. So and here's the thing: you don't get taxed on Social Security unless you're making above a certain amount of money anyway. So, I mean, I would have liked to seen it no tax at all. But hey, you know who first started? And I hate to admit this. You know who first started taxing Social Security? Because it didn't used to be tax on Social Security. That happened. Yep.
Yeah.
But it's not everybody. Again, you have to have a certain amount of income and so on and so on. So.
Right.
But anyway, they didn't quite get that, and they're gonna Senate. The problem with it is the ultra conservatives want more debt reduction in it. That's what they're thinking. Now his explanation is there already is debt reduction in it, and there's going to be other debt reduction based on income that we're going to receive due to the other things that he's doing. His other economic plans. So that's his plan anyway. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. But it'll pass. It's going to go back and forth like a ping pong ball because they're going to make so many changes. The House is going to have to look at it again. And everybody's got to get their little 2 cents in so that they can look good to their constituents.
You get their big sweat.
But it'll pass. No tax on tips is great for this family.
Yeah,
you guys are killing it. No tax on overtime.
Yeah,
man. All winter long, man. 20, 25 hours overtime every week.
Yep.
Yeah.
My wife, every time did it pass? Okay, so do I still report my tips? She's so excited. She's like, honey, slow down. Even when there's no tax on it, you're still probably going to have to report your tips. It'll be
as income, right?
Right. It'll be non-taxable income.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
Right. They'll still want to track that.
Yeah.
But and they keep talking about the biggest tax cut and but that's because it was about to go up. It was going to be the biggest tax increase in history.
Yeah.
Right. It was going to drop off. Yeah.
Because it was going to drop off. So thank goodness they got that all passed. And he's nonstop. I was just watching another video of him signing some more. He's got opening up more nuclear. We've only built since 1970 something. We've only built 2 nuclear reactors in this country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's a good reason for that, though. And good is the wrong word. There's a reason for that. There's been such a stigma attached to nuclear after the 3 Mile Island and what happened in Japan and what happened in Russia and what happened here and what happened there. And
of course, but fortunately, we've come a long way since then.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that.
Don't like it.
Well, that's what they're claiming. They're claiming there's redundant safety shut-off features built into the new reactors, and so on and so forth. Yeah. And I don't know. To me, it's not that as much as it is. What do you do with the
Waste. That's where I was going to go.
It
That's the
hides.
biggest argument against nuclear. What do you do with the waste? Now, France has come up with that they've managed to recycle it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's expensive as F. And it's actually technically more expensive than just coming up with new uranium. So it's,
It's just like any recyclable. You know, you can buy recycled paper and it costs more to recycle the paper than it does to, But
cut down the tree. Yeah.
Hey, Don.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they don't solve that issue either. You know what I mean? They could just become more efficient at somehow creating more energy from the waste.
Yeah.
You know, there's always put it in an Elon Musk rocket and shoot it to the sun.
Yeah. No, and scale is a real thing. And the problem is if you don't do something, you're never gonna gain new insights in scale. Right. It's like the lithium battery would have never been a thing if everybody just kept saying they were too expensive.
Right.
You know what I mean? If everybody just kept saying, "Oh, they're too expensive. Oh, we're gonna stay lead acid forever, fellas."
Well,
lithium's too expensive.
We had 130 something nuclear reactors in the country in 1974, I think it was. I don't know. And they only gained 2 since then because of regulation and so on and so forth.
Well, I think we lost some, actually.
And probably pressure from oil companies, from the present companies that are, coal, oil, coal.
Natural gas. Thorium. Thorium reactors. That's another thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Unobtainium reactors.
Unobtainium.
Thorazine reactor,
Thorazine. Yeah. Boy, that would be really big in DC and California.
Yeah. You need to get to Pandora and get that unobtainium, and then we won't have to worry about it anymore.
Bob
Thorazine ones, you won't have any energy, but you won't care. So it's okay. It's all good.
Everybody will be dead.
My Bob.
Thorazine? Oh God, I actually did that once when I was in college. That was the biggest mistake I ever made. I had a girlfriend who was kind of nuts, clearly because she was being prescribed that. She goes, "Here, this will help you sleep." Oh fuck, did it? I slept for like 12 hours and then woke up and went into a shower. Eventually, I got there because I was moving. I was doing the Thorazine shuffle, all the way to the bathroom, and I tried to take a shower because we were supposed to go out, and we did, and I couldn't move my hand fast enough to work up a lather with the soap. I mean, that felt so. It was terrible. It was the worst thing ever.
You can imagine.
She popped them like candy. So whatever. I guess you grow a resistance, I imagine.
Oh yeah. No, I dated a girl that was a big fentanyl addict.
Really?
And and I watched her do like 12 doses in like the course of like 5 or 6 hours. And I was like, that's when I walked away. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I just, I'm like, okay. Because he was supposed to be getting off of it. And unfortunately, some friend of hers got a whole bunch of it from a grandma or something. I don't remember.
You don't want to be there when she ODs anyway, because then you're a person of interest. It's like,
But no, she was fine. She was fine. She was fine. The next day, she called me up. Where'd you go? I'm like, I couldn't handle it anymore. You're on your own, babe. I told you I wanted to help you, but nah. So.
Yep. Yeah.
Vibranium dollars. Yeah.
Yeah.
The arc reactor is what we need, really.
Yeah.
Solar, baby. We can all just live on solar. Let's do it. That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of drones, look what I brought to Ohio with me.
Oh, wow. You have a drone? I didn't know that.
Maybe not for long.
Did they take that picture?
I'm thinking about what you said. This is not a picture. This is a video. That's my my nephew, and he's going to rock back and forth quite a bit. He's
autistic.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Cool. He's a sweetheart. And there's another one too. Andrew is there, but they're afraid of small animals. There he is, and then he sees it. And I get it a little too close. Okay, I'm going. And then he would leave because, again, he's afraid of small animals. But Michael there, he felt safe because I was there. It's a good thing he's a sweetheart because he's a brick shit
Good
out.
guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, this was I didn't do a lot of flying. It's just mostly around the house, and I don't want to go too far. I did it was acting up. Uh, an idiot. I just needed to. I probably just needed to.
Hook
Update.
the antennas up.
No,
Calibrate.
no. The what?
Calibrate.
Calibrate my
Calibrate.
compass
Yeah.
because when I came home and I was doing updates, it said my compass was out of calibration, and I guess I didn't see it on the screen. I was doing this jerky, weird shit, and I didn't want to go into this neighborhood and not know my way back because I don't know this.
Right.
That's his house, though. 3 stories it is.
That's cool.
6,880 something square feet of living space. 4-car garage. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. What do they pay the maid?
They don't have. What, my sister-in-law?
Oh, she cleans it herself?
7 bathrooms she's got to keep up on. Huh?
She cleans it herself, huh?
Yeah.
Good for her.
Heck yeah. Well, she tries. Yeah. I know. They got a routine. They got it all figured out.
That's a shack.
Yeah.
I guess if you got to live somewhere,
Yeah.
Man,
That's
you
his
got to
office.
park your ass somewhere as good as
That's
any.
his office with the lamp in the window. It's got like
The
all
pumpkin in the window.
wooden walls.
Oh.
It's very nice. I stayed not there. Where did I? Let me see. No. I think that might have been my bedroom. That the dorm. I'm pointing like you can see. You can't see it anymore. There was a dormer there, but let me see. We went up the stairs. No, it's the dormer in the back. You'll see. Eventually, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, there's so many overhanging trees. I was a little nervous, even though it's not going to run into anything. There's the dormer.
Not likely. Not with all those not with all those leaves. Not likely.
Yeah. But you can see they cleared the backyard some to expand, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with that. Backyard's small. He says he's happy with that. I don't know. The house is so big; it's a half-acre lot. It takes up a lot of room.
Wow.
Yeah, there's not a lot of front yard or backyard.
Yeah, this was my favorite spot right there. It was that screened-in porch there. I enjoyed hanging out there. My sister-in-law is into gardening, and she put it there. She said it took some planning to get the most sun. With all the one tree there is exceptionally tall. My brother's like, he might get rid of it, but it's like 10 grand to remove it, so he'll see. But yeah.
Yeah, Bob, I used to lay brick. That's, remember one time we were supposed to put a course, a special course, and they forgot, and I thought my boss was going to come unglued.
I like that.
Yeah. Because they got into a rhythm and they just kept laying brick, and then they forgot all about the. Yeah, I thought he was going to lose his mind. It was pretty funny. They had to unbrick it.
See if it brightens up. If I bring it over here, no difference. How about that? Now that's strange. Remember in the past, I'd show video and it looked terrible, and I'd drag it over to the other screen and it would change and it would look better. For some reason, this video didn't do it. It made no difference. That's interesting.
I don't think it looks terrible in the first place, though, does it?
It's a little dark. I had the filter on. I didn't bother taking it. And it was overcast, as you can see.
Where were you at? If you're at 4, if you take it all the way to the bottom, I found I can shoot at night with that filter on, with it all the way turned down.
Darker than this video looks, actually.
Because with the f2.0 on that drone, or f1.8 or whatever the hell the Air 3S is, it's actually it's okay with an ND4.
All right, this is just more of the house. Let me see if I don't think I move off too far. He's got a landscaper, obviously, but she does. His wife does all the flowers and stuff. All right, what else do we got here? Oh, I used the wrong. Yeah, let's.
Cool.
I'm going to open.
Thanks for sharing, Bill.
Well, there's more.
Thanks for sharing.
Thanks.
Thanks for sharing. Sharing is caring, Bill.
Yeah.
Care Bear's there.
This ridiculous RHO. All right, this is just video of the truck. We don't need that.
The truck, huh?
All right, let's do this one. You got to open.
Let's do that. I'll have some more of this crazy candy.
Crazy candy. It's crazy. Yeah, while he's doing that, I'm gonna get a water, I guess.
Lemon burst.
Lemony. Ooh, what do I got there? Turtles. Ooh, mambas.
Yeah, that one's no good. What do we got here?
Hey, you know, when you buy Heath's on a bag of Heath's on Amazon, make sure you didn't hit subscribe and save. Or you suddenly get another 500-piece bag of Heath's. You know, it's out of the blue. Oh, where'd these come from? Oh, I actually hit subscribe and save.
All right, here we go.
I got like 700. Oh, I forgot my water.
You can see the neighborhood. If you care to see the neighborhood a little bit, that's what I just put up there. All right.
Yoink.
Big, beautiful Bill.
There he is.
That's Andrew. Andrew likes to water the lawn.
Did you chase him around the yard with the drone?
I was gonna, but you don't need to get him all worked up.
Oh, come on.
That's where I was staying right there. Okay, let's continue. Right. Let's continue. We got enough. This is the back of the house. Okay, let's continue. Very windy also made me nervous around the trees. A storm came in the night before that was incredible. Thunder, lightning storm, high winds. It was nice though. It was nice and cool. I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
Good.
Went down to 56 for that. Oh yeah.
That's why I enjoyed that back porch. It was nice and cool, and after the storm passed, it wasn't oppressively humid.
Yeah.
So all the houses are fairly large in this community.
Yeah, I was looking for the dirt to dirt house, like the the people that got in early. You know, that house there for 50 years. Clem and the boys.
Gonna check out the pool.
Someone would have bought it off him. No, I didn't go to the pool. I don't know if that's someone's house or if that's the community. That's someone's house, I think. There is a community pool like right around the corner. The clubhouse and all that. There's an HOA, you know, but he says they're very easy to get along with. It's only $500 a year for the HOA. Pretty damn cheap.
Yep.
I guess the golf course brings them money. Yeah. There you go.
Cool.
Yeah. Reminds me of some places in Pennsylvania, actually. Rolling hills, trees.
Yeah, there's a lack of mountains, though.
There's a golf course. There's a hole, anyway. I mean, there's a couple of holes, actually, right there. It's a full 18-hole golf course, apparently.
Cool.
All right. There we are.
A lot of gang violence in that neighborhood there, Bill?
Oh, it's terrible.
Well, I can imagine.
Yeah, spring.
Carjackings and whatnot.
Yep.
No. Yeah, there's a couple of houses for sale. He goes, "Oh, you should buy one." That one's only like there was a smaller house, it was only $700,000 or something.
There you go.
Yeah, it's actually very cheap for in there, but I was like, "Yeah, okay." He goes, "I'll co-sign." I said, "My credit's fine. It's the income. You're gonna hire me too?"
You gonna pay the mortgage? Do you have an old country buffet around the corner from here? Your wife could transfer. Your wife could transfer.
She actually works at
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral, yeah.
Ah, I was so close.
Yeah.
I was so close.
Let me see what's on this side. Is this nope? That's the wrong way. This is why I like the movies and TV apps because you can flick between videos. Oh, yeah, that's a great video.
There's Uncle. There's BBB.
There it is.
Ah.
Ford Performance. It's got the.
That's why your dad got one, copying your brother.
Well,
or your brother's copying your dad, one of the two.
That's an 18 with a performance package on it. He picked it. He got a good deal on it. Actually, he could sell it now for more than he paid for it. Based according to what I was reading, a couple grand more. He's had it a year. He doesn't even drive. They don't. It's not like they drive it a lot. She's got an Atlas in the garage, and the wife, and then she drives a Bronco. And he's got the truck in that car there, and the daughter's got her own car. She's got a Jetta. Yeah, too many cars. There we go. Nice scenery. Like I said, I was just nervous with the new drone, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, the only problem with Ohio is that it's Ohio.
Yeah, it's round on the side, high in the middle.
In Ohio.
Yeah.
I got video.
Freaking Ohio.
I got some video from the graduation. It was at the arena in the University of Dayton. They pretty close to fill the entire arena. This is a group one.
Hey, Bill, what does your brother do for a living? Bob wanted to know.
Oh, he's a defense contractor.
Cool.
Senior vice president of Epsilon.
Oh.
Yeah, he runs.
Why have I heard of Epsilon?
I don't know.
Sounds familiar.
He's worked for a couple of different ones. General Dynamics, he worked for them for a while.
Them I've heard of course.
Yeah, of course.
How long has Epsilon been a thing? Do you know by chance?
Well,
That sounds familiar.
They're newer in a while. They're just newer in Ohio. They opened.
I mean, have they been around for like 30 years or so?
Yeah, I think so. I'd have to look it up, but I know that they were already well established. He was in the 30 years. He was TS clearance for years with working in the IG office in Germany, and he's got a lot of contacts, and that's what you need, you know. He landed
absolutely.
When he was working with the last company, he landed a contract. That office started with 3 employees, and he landed a part of $1 billion contract, and he ended up with 100 employees in that office. That was in Xenia.
I just wondered because I was part of a dealio where they were trying to do head tracking back in the 80s, where they were on site tracking for different air defense gun systems, and it felt like Epsilon was part of it, but I can't remember. It's so long ago now, so I'm not gonna try to pretend that I absolutely remember. But it sounds familiar when you said it. It sounded really familiar.
Well, there's other companies called Epsilon. I mean, it's a Greek letter. Let's see if I can find their website.
Right, but it was a defense contractor. That's the only reason why I kind of glommed on it. It was a cool system. It was a little bit buggy, but we're talking the 80s, so it was a really cool system. I did better doing it freehand though than I did using their system, which was kind of funny.
Epsilon Systems, they're called. And 100% employee-owned company. That's interesting.
That is good.
Were you about 1,000 feet up there?
Yeah, about that. Right, but he's a senior VP in Ohio. But this company is not. I think they're. Let me see locations. Corporate offices in San Diego.
It doesn't matter. I was just part of PivEds. That was Sergeant York. Remember that? And then 2020 did a expose on it and got it canceled. So they went way over budget.
There you go.
So then we ended up going back to the Vulcan cannon system. And then our unit had Chaparrals, which are quad missiles, Vulcans, and then we have Patriots. So it's pretty interesting. Anyway,
what we do: Navy Service Life Extension Program, shipyard and field services, modernization and engineering, industrial and shipboard electrical, advanced products and programs, lightweight ground support equipment, rugged flat panel displays, electronic rack-mounted equipment, electrical and mechanical engineering, custom training equipment, C5 ISR, and battle space management. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of other stuff they do. Cyber systems engineering.
Is that their house right straight down? No. Okay.
No.
Never mind.
No, they're not.
I was going to say, that was quite a contrast. I was like, wait a minute. I wouldn't want to live on the golf course, but to each their own.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't even see it. Driving in, going up to his house, I didn't even see it there.
Well, I wouldn't want to. Yeah, you're not right on the course. I wouldn't want. Let me rephrase. I wouldn't want to live right on the course. Personally, I wouldn't want to live right on a golf course.
That's his house.
I get it. If you love golf, you can step out of your house and play a hole. Basically,
that's his house.
That's what
you go on the green. Giggity. No, if your house is right next to the green, you can go out and practice your putt. Every morning if you want to.
Yeah.
Right outside, you can just step outside your door, and practice putting, and that's cool and stuff.
He went for a walk with Michael. Michael goes everywhere with him. He lifts with him. It's got to work.
No family resemblance at all.
No. See how obedient he is. I said, "Hey, wave at the camera," and he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's taller than me. He's about 6'3.5", 6'4".
Oh yeah. He'll have an inspired 3 next week just to show you up.
Definitely not like that. He's very laid back, actually, my brother.
It'll be like, that's an interesting drone. I think I'll buy one. Mine was $40,000.
I was explaining to him about the drone. I don't even have to look at the controller; just stay there all day. Blah 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 blah. Same old shit. Right. Everybody.
Same old shit. People in the park ask you, "How far does it go? How fast is it?"
I was showing how it wouldn't hit.
How high can you fly?
It wouldn't hit the bushes.
I was just shooting 4K.
Anyway, there you go. So I got a bunch more of that crap. You guys don't want to see that. On my show, I have to download video off the phone from the graduation. Maybe I'll show some of that. Pretty cool.
Thanks for the warning.
He did a great job. It was great. It was very. I mean, we actually not only did they pledge the national anthem, we did the Pledge of Allegiance. It's very patriotic. They did a standing ovation. They asked all the ones that were going to join the military right out of high school, and of course they're going to further education in the military, and they stood up, and then everybody there was a standing ovation, which is cool, very supportive. I mean, what the hell? It's right around the corner from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Did you go to the museum there?
Huh? Oh yeah. No, I didn't go. I would have liked to. There's a small one we passed by. There's a bunch of them, but that allegedly had the Wright Flyer B inside of it.
Ooh.
And he's like, it's probably just a fake.
Well,
reproduction.
I went to the main museum where they had the XB-70.
The Air Force Museum?
Yeah.
That's in Dayton.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I've been there.
Okay.
Yeah, not this trip.
Okay.
When he
I've been by there.
I went there when he became the command chief, and then I went there when he retired. Did a big to do for him.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
It was very nice. You had to be escorted to go to the bathroom. You weren't allowed to walk around that place.
Yeah.
But I saw the museum. Museum's cool.
Yeah,
It's
it's cool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Got the Mercury capsule when you first come in. There's all kinds of stuff.
There's another one that's closer to where I live in Bellevue, Nebraska. It's and they actually have a British Vulcan bomber, which was really cool. That's a big plane, and that's a Delta wing bomber.
Yeah.
And man, those flew throughout the 60s and 70s. And they were the British version of the B-52.
Rock
And
Lobster.
mhm. But they had
B-52s are from England.
They had B-29 there and the B-52 and B-47. They had, all the planes from World War II, Korean War, Vietnam, so forth. But what was cool at Wright-Patterson, they had a Galaxy C5A.
No,
They
no.
had the
Indoors?
huh?
Indoors?
They got a big ass hangar that you could go in.
Big ass anger's not the word for it. They got a Galaxy C5A.
Yeah.
I got to walk up inside it. The front and the back were open. And you could walk through and you're looking up and it's like, holy shit, that's like 5 stories up there.
I've ridden in those.
How you like to be on the flight deck? You have to, oh God. If you didn't
I've
have
never been on a flight deck, of course.
oh God, you need a lot. Well, you got to
Take
go
an elevator.
Yeah.
According to what I just looked up, the largest Air Force museum is the one at Wright-Patterson. That's the National Air Force Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. I like the World War II stuff that was in there.
Yep.
Here's the Memphis Belle, B-17 is the Memphis Belle from the movies. The first one that flew the 25 missions, and they made it. And actually they got to go home. That's why they made the movie about them. But yeah, and you can actually walk up and look inside, and it's very cool.
The Memphis Belle is not the one they experimented. No, never mind.
No,
I'm trying to think of the name of the plane that they experimented as far as getting planes to take off from ships, from a smaller ship.
Oh,
there was a
Mitchell. That's a Mitchell B-25.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, that was the
That was a
Doolittle
cool
thing.
movie. Yeah, that was a cool movie.
Well, yeah, that's when they bombed Tokyo.
Yep.
Yep. The Doolittle's raid.
Yep.
Oh, they got one of the Air Force Ones in here. Looking at the pictures,
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool.
Yep. They got a V1 and a V2 in there. Messerschmitt 262, first operational jet fighter.
Yep.
Yep.
I think they even
No,
have
that's not true, right? yeah. The British had one before they did. They just didn't.
Yeah, they didn't use it in combat.
They did. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they were worried. They didn't want it to fall in the enemy hands.
Well, I don't know what they didn't want, but they just didn't support it back. I mean, actually, the Germans stole a lot of that design.
Yeah, they did. So did the Russians.
The Germans were pretty up there in rocketry, though.
Yeah,
They were. Yeah.
As far as their rocket tech was.
Hey, Laura.
In fact, we used a bunch of we brought a bunch of them over here to the States. A bunch of
that's my
Well, it's an interesting story. It's an interesting story if you look into it. There was the guy that invented that engine for that jet kept trying to present it, and they kept blowing them off. And meanwhile, Germany was
Frank Whittle.
Yep.
Yep.
And, but they had the jet engine first for that, and they had a what the hell was it? Was it the Comet?
The Comet sounds familiar.
You mean the airliner?
I'm not sure.
The first jet
It's an
airliner?
airliner, yeah.
No, fighter plane. World War
Oh,
II.
no, it was the Gloucester Meteor.
Yeah.
Meteor.
Yeah.
Meteor, Comet. Okay, fair enough.
That's
Yeah.
enough.
Fair enough.
No, there was also a Comet.
And they also.
Oh, was it? Well, I know there was a Comet too, but I think that's
Comet was
later.
the-
Came later.
Yeah, an airliner.
Yeah. Beaumark, or BOAC flew them.
Yeah.
And,
I think they had a crash, and it really, really set the program back, and then that was that.
De Havilland, I think it was.
We had
they
one.
did use the Gloucester Meteors to knock the V2 or the V1s out of the sky.
Yes,
where they would
So did Mustangs, and
Mustangs.
that wasn't that fast.
Yeah.
Right.
The V1s.
Yeah. Well, they had problems with the gun jamming. And that's why they would fly up next to it and then flip it with their wingtip and cause the V1 to crash to the ground.
Mustangs just shot them down. So did the Spitfires.
Yeah, that's right.
No, they only went like 400 miles an hour or something like that. Yeah, only 400.
Yeah.
Miles an hour.
And that was
a big deal back then, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think the Mustang's top speed was 427. I think might have been a little more than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Look it up. Off to Google. Because 427 sounds high for a prop plane to me.
No, there were faster ones than that eventually.
That's right.
It'd be a turbo prop, though. It wouldn't be just a prop.
Even the Thunderbolt did 411.
Yep.
51 Mustang.
Yep. P-51
I
was...
said the G word. So all my Google stuff just jumped up and went.
Oh, actually, its top speed was 441.
Oh, nice.
Mustang.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, fair enough. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now the National Museum, the USAF says 487, but I don't.
Yeah.
That was
this way.
that was a special production. No, that was the H. That didn't make it into the war. The D was 451.
At a full dive, maybe. What's up, JDF?
Oh no,
Everybody's got like 3-digit names now. JDF, Triple B.
Triple B.
Johnny.
Yeah.
The 51H was in production before the war ended, but they never used it.
Right. Let's see. About the P-38.
The Lightning? Yeah, that broke 400.
Yeah.
No, man.
And this level flight, 400.
Yeah.
400 miles per hour level flight.
Yeah.
Not cruising speed. That was top speed. Yeah.
Top speed.
Cruising speed probably be in the upper 300s. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The Mustang's
Well,
cruise
the more you know is what I say.
Yep.
Yeah. I never looked into it, so it just sounds high to me. That's all.
Yeah. That's maximum speed.
Oh no, I'm wrong. The Lightning was 443.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then the Thunderbolt. Let's see. 47.
You guys can get off on these crazy tangents.
Thunderbolt was 426.
So funny.
426. But you needed a rocket launcher to knock these things out of the sky.
Yeah. Hey, Brenda. Yep.
Brenna. Oh, I don't get a high. Oh, I see how it is. Dominic got 2 highs. What's up with that? Wow. That must be nice to be Dominic. Whatever, Brenda. Whatever. Huh.
So,
anyway.
Bill, before you came on, we were talking about YouTube stealing views. Because last week's show, I got 150 views. And then a few days later, I looked and it's 85.
Yeah, that's because a whole bunch of people just like pulled their eyeballs out of their sockets, and then you lose the views. You know?
Yeah.
That's what I said. They unviewed you. They asked for refunds.
I've seen that where it looked like it dropped off. I don't know what happens. why that happens. Maybe
Yeah.
it figures out that, I mean, a view should be unique.
Yeah.
That's uniques. It's not the same thing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, because you got duplicates. If somebody watches your video twice, let's say.
Well, that's just it. Like when I used to develop websites, there was views, and then there was unique views, and unique views was a different IP number. Every time it only counted different individual people.
Yeah. People that watch for endurance views, like people that watch a whole instead of just look and click and then they leave.
Well, and then they have to have some parameters. I mean, somebody watches it once and then watches it again the next day. That should be another view because, So what's the parameter? How long before they count your view a second time? Otherwise you could just sit there and refresh your just keep refreshing it and give yourself a couple of hundred views.
Just put it on a loop. Put it on a loop and walk away. Put it on a loop on a device that you're not using and walk away.
That's how people used to build up watch hours, because what they do is they set up your channel to play all the videos. You could just sit there, set it up, let it run, and just walk away from your computer, and it'll go through one video, and then it'll go to the next video, and so forth.
And how would you know this, Art?
Yeah.
You need a whole lot of people doing the same thing to really matter. Yeah. Mark R. White said Spitfire did 369.
Yeah, I thought they were faster than that, but let me see.
Yeah, it's all good.
Very
so here's a moral question for everyone here.
Oh, he's right. 369. Yep.
Let's say you lived in an apartment complex and you had a little kid. Do you think it's appropriate to teach your kid to ride a bicycle in the parking lot of the apartment complex?
Well, if there's somebody watching the kid, but if he's unsupervised, probably not a good idea.
Well, teaching them how to ride. You know what I mean? Like you took the training wheels off.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think it's a bad idea. I sat out drinking a Red Bull while I was waiting for something and watched the kid crash into 3 different cars in the parking lot. It's a horrible idea.
Well, then that's what happens when you have unsupervised kids.
Well, the mom was out there. She wasn't right on the kid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, what are you doing crashing in that car? Get away from that car.
Yeah, that was about the size of it. Yeah. After the kid crashed.
Yeah.
And then it was like, hey, pick yourself up, kid.
Yeah, get off. Don't scrape your pedal on the paint.
Right. I think it's a bad idea. That's all. It's not something I would do personally.
Yeah, the Japanese. I'll tell you what. When
you got those kind of kids in your neighborhood. Kids that
about
can't
the speed of
ride a bike.
The Zero was considered one of the best fighters of the war until 2 years in, or 3 years in.
Was it Zero?
Yeah, but their top speed wasn't anywhere near that. It was all about maneuverability.
Right.
And the same thing. The Spitfire was a very maneuverable plane. But then when the Army Air Corps planes started coming over after the war was over in Europe, they just never knew what hit them. I mean, they were 100 miles an hour faster.
Plus, the Japanese didn't have self-sealing tanks.
Well, that was all about weight. Those you could shoot them down with a BB gun.
Yeah,
you just couldn't hit them.
And they also shot a 30 caliber machine gun.
They didn't even have armor behind the seat to protect.
Yeah, that's right.
No. Mm-hmm. No, but that was a big mistake because they had some of the best pilots in the world at the beginning of the war. They had a lot of experience, fighting China and so on and so forth. And
right
at the end of the war, they were thrown in your neighbor's kid. Anybody get in there?
Well, the human life was never a big deal in Japan.
Well,
and that culture in general, human life is not valued that highly.
Well,
and I'm not trying to shit on them. It's just true. It's just the way they think.
It's kind of true, but it's kind of not. I mean, they honored them, but the idea was you were fighting for the glory of the empire and for your emperor, and it was a great honor to die. I mean, they couldn't wait to go die for the emperor. You know,
they couldn't wait to die. That's what I'm saying. Life is not is human life isn't that greatly treasured as it is in other cultures. Is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to shit on them. It's just the way they think differently.
Yeah.
I would say that more about the Russians than I would the Japanese, to be honest with you. I mean, they were stacking up bodies. They were sending guys to the front without even guns. They didn't even have guns.
Really?
They would pitchforks. They lost the most people. Russia, millions.
Yeah, they lost all their experienced people, and
Well,
stacking up bodies for barricades.
Yeah, I'm just saying in China too. It's like I said, I'm not crapping on them. It's just a different mindset. Life is just not that. Back then, I'm saying I don't know about now, but it doesn't. It never feels like life is a real.
They valued honor higher, honor and higher than your actual life itself.
Right. I'm saying that like harikari is something that it's like you wouldn't think of here. You make a mistake and you just kill yourself. You know what I mean? It's like it's just.
Well, that's why they were so tough to beat, because their people would just throw themselves.
They just throw themselves at it. Yeah. That's why the Vikings were so strong, because they didn't care about dying either. Because they were.
Listen, I'm sorry. The Vikings were so strong for the same reason. You're right.
Yeah, for the same reason. They would just throw themselves at you because they weren't scared to die.
They were going to
go to Valhalla.
Yeah. No greater honor than dying in battle.
Yeah. So they're at it, man. They're little kids, Yeah. So it's just a different mindset than what a lot of modern and this side of the world thinks. I think.
I'll tell you what, the American soldiers are pretty damn gung ho too. I've been listening to a lot of like diaries being read, on some of these channels, and the Germans were just awestruck by how willing the Americans were just throw themselves into battle. I mean, it's amazing what our body count wasn't higher than it was, because these guys just didn't believe they were going to lose, and they would just send them out, and they thought they were unbelievably aggressive, So
yeah, but it's different. It's not because they didn't care about dying. It's because of the American, we're better than everybody else, and we're gonna come in there and kick some ass, and yada 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 that we used to have. You're right. They just go in. Yeah, we're gonna have this knocked out in a week. American soldiers would talk like that on the way to the battle. Yeah, once we get in, it's gonna be over. And yada yada yada.
Well, they were basing a lot of that on was World War I. We joined the conflict in 1917. It was over by 1919, and the United States' entry into the war was the turning point of the war.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did we ever officially declare war in World War I?
Sure.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
We did.
Sure did.
Yep.
I didn't think we did.
Yep.
And we lost a lot of people too.
Yep.
But like I said, the entry ended the war. I mean, that's why Hitler didn't want the United States there. And it wasn't just the people. It was the production. It was all about the factories. We were able to turn that around and make a ton of money building all that stuff. I mean, Ford was producing B-24 Liberators like chiclets, thousands of them. Right there in Michigan, right by you. Matter of fact, that empty building still stands.
And Higgins was building a boat a day, a Liberty ship a day.
And in fact, some of those Quonset huts are still up around here for the World War II contractors. Yeah. We still have like ghost railroad tracks in Quonset huts and stuff like that, in different areas of where the military production was around here. Even it's still, you can still find evidence of it still.
No, we stunned the world. I mean, we were building aircraft carriers like there was like like
Yeah.
like there were bayliners. You know what I mean? It was just. By the end of the war, we had unbelievable amount of aircraft. I mean, it's just crazy, and destroyers.
Oh
In
yeah.
fact, we had so many aircraft that we left them to rot out in California deserts and shit.
Yep.
I remember seeing that when I was a kid. There's still some out there. Last I knew, unless they finally went out there and recovered some of that material. Because there used to be tons of that crap just hanging out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Russia wouldn't. A lot of people don't know this, but the Lend-Lease program for Russia, that we were doing the same thing for Russia we were doing for England before we even entered the war. They didn't have the ability to supply their troops. It was the and there were Fords, but the Ford trucks that they were building for them in half tracks were the reason that they were actually even able to carry on, because they couldn't get supplies, they couldn't get ammo, they couldn't get up to the war, and nobody that's not a very well known topic, is that they were using our vehicles. Well, we were selling them to them. I don't know if they even ever paid us back, to be honest with you. But that was a big reason why they were able to hold the line, was because they didn't have, like I said, they would send these guys without weapons, without ammo, without guns. Some of these guys, they were training with broomsticks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if you tried to retreat, they'd shoot you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If they had ammo to shoot you, it's like,
They have to club you.
They have
With their head with a rock.
5 guys. Yep. Have you seen Enemy at the Gates? Enemy at the Gates with
at the gate.
Ed Harris and Ron Perlman was in it. It was the story of the Russian sniper,
Oh yeah, I've seen
Valery Zaitsev.
Yeah, the girl, right? Yeah.
No, that was
no. It's named. It was a guy named Valerie.
No, there
Yeah.
was a girl Russian sniper that's super duper
Oh
famous. I
yeah,
thought.
there was, but yeah, this wasn't about. No.
Oh, that's why you threw me off,
Zaitsev.
because you said Valerie, and I remember there was a
Valerie
female Russian
is
sniper
a
that was super
man's
famous.
name in Russian.
Really?
Valeri.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not Valerie. Probably. Yeah, it's probably something else.
Not
Probably
Valie.
During World War
Valeri.
II, the Red Army utilized 2,000 female snipers, with
Yep.
Ludmila Pavlichenko and Rosa Shanina being the most notable.
Right.
Pavlichenko, known as Lady Death, is credited with 309 confirmed kills,
Wow.
making her the most successful female sniper in history.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Lady Death.
Yeah.
That's not the kind of moniker you get for no reason, yo.
No.
No.
Although I dated a girl, her name probably should have been Lady Death.
She survived the war. How about that?
Jude Law, that's right, Cool Cat. That was the actor that played Valery Zaitsev.
Rosa Shanina did not survive the war. She was killed in action during the East Prussian offensive while shielding a wounded commander. That's what they say. She received the Order of Glory.
Tovarish. You get the Order of Glory, Tovarish. Yeah. Sapristi. Yeah, comrade. Tovarish.
He was a top U.S. sniper. Hey, what
Chris Kyle.
American fighter shot down Yamamoto?
P-38.
That's right.
Yeah.
A flight of 5 P-38s went out.
Yep.
They lost one.
Yamamoto got shot down? Did they ever make it to Alpha Centauri and back? There's a show called Star Blazers, and the ship is the Yamamoto.
Oh,
Oh no! I used to love that show when I was a kid. In fact, I was in Germany, and it would come on every morning. And right after formation, we'd have time in between formation or PT after PT before first formation. We'd have time to watch it.
Oh, even Carlos Hathcock II, the famous Marine Corps sniper, he had over 90 confirmed kills. That's nothing.
Yeah.
What about Chris Kyle?
Chris Kyle had 160.
I know he was up there.
Yep.
How about Lon Denard?
I don't know. How many do you have?
Yeah.
I was a patrol sniper, so I had
Uh,
like 14 confirmed kills. So nowhere near these guys. Nowhere, not even close. Not even close. I barely made it into double digits. These guys are racking up freaking, In fact, the guy that shot off the University of Texas Tower probably had more than me. What was that guy's name? What was that, the 50s or 60s? Who was that guy? I can't remember his name right now.
When was that?
I can't remember his name. He was
Mark.
an ex-Marine, though, I'm pretty sure, and he shot off it wasn't the University of Texas Tower, right? He popped probably more than 14 people.
Look at Mark. I couldn't give a shit about being awarded a medal posthumously.
I can't argue with that. I'm sorry. I don't want any medals after I die either. Thanks anyway.
Yeah.
You should have honored me while I was alive, biatch. No, Mark, that's not fair. She was given a medal right after she died. I don't like the ones where 20 years later they decide to honor you.
Right.
That kind of
it honors your family. It honors your platoon. And whatever.
Yeah. Right after your death, I'm on board. Right after you just did something heroic and you died, I'm okay with posthumous medals. But 20, 50 years later, it sounds like a political stunt half the time. You know what I mean? I'm going to right a wrong that was wrong, wrong before. I just don't like that.
The Texas Tower shooting was at University of Texas. And it was August 1st, 1966. And it was a Marine veteran, Charles Whitman.
Whitman, that's his name.
15 people he killed.
Beat me. I told you.
Did you guys say hi to Brenda?
Yes, we did. Say hi to Brenda.
I did. I'm going to say hi to her again. Hey, Brenda. Mm-hmm. No, I knew he had me beat. Yeah, so.
Mm-hmm.
Bastard. Whitman. Fucking Marines. Fucking Marines.
So, Bill, how's the weather there in Florida?
Sunny, hot.
Hot, humid.
Very hot.
Yeah.
And very humid. Yeah.
Wear a hat when you go fishing.
I mean.
Yeah, Bill. If you ever went fishing.
Yeah, right. If I ever have time to do that, I'd like to. Right now it's 79. It's not bad.
79 at almost 9 o'clock at night, though. That's kind of like.
I know.
It's hot.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it here?
Cold weather in Manila. Yeah.
It's 53. Have you been to Philippines, Art?
Not lately.
You never mentioned it.
Yeah.
You never mentioned it.
It's hot
I know
there.
Hot.
Yeah.
Little Art must be getting lonely.
It's not as bad as it was last week. The high today was 86. Tomorrow's 88, 86, 88, 87. High 80s.
Well, it was 99 in Manila today.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
Hot.
That's hot.
Yeah.
That's hot.
99.
Are you dropping out at exactly 9 o'clock, Art?
Yeah.
Yep. 20 minutes.
Gotta work tomorrow. Yep.
Well, it's tomorrow.
Memorial Weekend?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
we gotta build those parts for the Airbus.
The Spracely sprockets.
Yep.
Right now the humidity is 97%.
Ooh,
Exactly.
boy.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
It's raining.
whatever.
It's raining.
It's raining indoors.
Oh, it's raining?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. We had rain.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to rain all this weekend here. It's like,
Good.
Great.
You guys deserve.
Yeah.
So
Southwest Florida's not getting any rain, huh? Yeah, we got some. We've been getting some.
Yeah.
In fact, my
Hey,
truck was
Don's been floating around, right? He was talking about I was literally taking the dump. It was so funny. I was getting ready to jump in the shower, and Paul Murray's show was up, and Don was on there. And I guess him and Dre were going back and forth about the X4 and X5, the Insta360. And two things. It's like one, DJI's coming out with a 3D camera here in a minute. And two, Insta360 sells a mic for that X5, a little clip-on mic like the mic mini from DJI. And they were talking about mics. And I'm just saying, I think you can get a package with the X5 and the little mic. And it'll go in there better. It'll work better with the X5. If you're into that 360 stuff, I can't do it. I've had like 360 cameras, and it's just so annoying to edit. It's just so the editing. I hate editing.
Yeah,
they can be just so annoying to do all the editing with them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we got the Indy 500 this weekend.
Yes.
Oh wow!
This weekend, yeah.
In Colorado.
Indy
you said we.
Indianapolis 500. Ding dong.
Oh, so it's not we, it's they. Yeah, they have the Indianapolis 500 going on. You got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, you guys.
You just included yourself. No, not me either.
Yeah.
You just all included yourself in their race.
And this weekend is the Indianapolis 500. So that's a big deal down in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I bet.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that could be going on in Indianapolis, really.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
The owner of the Colts passed away this week.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Irsay.
What happened?
I didn't say what happened, but he was 65, which is the same age as I am. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, get your bags packed then. You're on your way out, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
65 is the new dead.
Yeah.
65. 65 is the limit now.
So Bill's got one more year to go.
Yep, it's like Logan's Run. 65 and boop.
Logan's Run, yeah.
I got 5 more years. I don't know if I'm gonna make it that far, but
I got 9.
Potentially 5 more years.
8. Sorry.
8 more years to go, and you're out of here.
Mm-hmm.
When the rich people start dying at 65, the rest of us might as well just hang it up.
Yeah,
they have all the resources to extend their life, and they're knocking out at 65. Yeah. The rest of us might as well just go,
Well, Jerry Lewis managed to make it to 91.
Who?
Jerry Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably taking stem cells or whatever.
Yeah. And how about Gene Hackman? He lived, 95?
Yeah, 95, and then he went.
Yeah, but what a way to die. Isn't he the one that died with his dogs and shit?
Oh, yeah. His wife died a few days before him, and he's suffering from Alzheimer's. And, one of his dogs.
What kind of life is that? Oh,
I know. Yeah.
Did you see Dick Van Dyke before he died? Did Dick Van Dyke die?
No.
Is he still alive? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see him last year? He's year? Yeah. He was still going. He was moving around halfway decently. I'll give him credit.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
He wasn't all there, though, in my opinion. He was a little like, what?
Well, he's 99 years old.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm just saying. He's walking it all. He's doing good as far as I'm concerned. He was up there. Was he dancing? I forget. He was on, what was that stupid ass show, Masked Singer? And he did some character or whatever. And he got kicked off the show like his first round. I think they did it on purpose. You know what I mean? I think they bumped him on purpose just because, he's fucking 99. Put him in a big ass costume and shit and parade him out on a stage. Well,
he did better than Biden. Biden couldn't even walk up the stairs.
Well, did we try to get Dick Van Dyke to walk upstairs?
No. He'd probably do
How do you
better,
know?
though. He'd probably do better. Oh, and
Maybe.
and yeah, prayers that go out to Joe Biden. He's got stage 4 prostate cancer.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
copycat.
Yeah.
He's copying Bill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Saw my show.
Yeah.
Hey, that's an idea. I'll just say,
Yeah.
yeah, because that just snuck up on them. Stage 4 prostate.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Kind of
There-
bullshit.
you know, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Anybody that believes that the president of the United States, the most prodded and poked and inspected and everything person on the planet just magically has stage 4 prostate cancer and nobody knew about it before yesterday.
No,
You're an
he
idiot.
was much admitted he had cancer in 2022. You know, when he was talking about oil on the windshields and that's how he ended up
Right.
with cancer. He actually brought it up, but nobody put 2 and 2 together. So he'd been being treated for it the whole time. It's bullshit.
Well, maybe. I don't know why they just
Well,
go
here's
in
the
and
thing.
cut
They
it out like
stopped
they do
testing-
everybody else.
They stopped after a certain age. They stopped testing you for PSA because if you didn't have it up until like 75, you're not going to live long enough for it to kill you because prostate cancer is very slow moving. And they say, oh no, this is a very aggressive form of prostate cancer. You know, it just zinged right in there. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know, it's bullshit. It's absolute.
Well, maybe they quit testing us.
regular people, right? Yeah.
But not the president or the vice president or
he gets
bull.
probably every 6 months. They
Well,
probably
that's the excuse that we're hearing from people that know a little bit about it is that they do stop testing, which is true. But yeah, not for him. You know, not for him.
I find it hard to believe. That's all.
Yeah.
That it just snuck up on them. It's like, get out of here.
That's funny. And why did they all of a sudden announce it? Right after the book started coming out.
I know. Isn't that funny how that happens?
Yeah.
They do the same thing. All the politicians do it too. It's like they get in trouble with Monica, then all of a sudden, let's bomb a Libyan aspirin factory or whatever. I'll never forget that. I was like, what?
Well,
Or Iranian or Libyan or whatever it was. It's some factory they
was
producing. Yeah, they were producing weapons or some shit. It turned out to be an aspirin factory.
Yep.
Yeah, but let's just quick bomb something real quick.
Well, let's hope he beats it. You know, nobody wants to wish dying of cancer on anybody. I mean, that's a horrible.
Oh no,
horrible.
no. Yeah. Crap way to go. That's the way I'm gonna go. It sucks.
I probably will.
I
probably will too, but it's going to take a long time. You know. Just because they pulled that thing out doesn't mean I'm not going to end up with cancer later. You know.
Right.
In fact, pretty good chance I will, but it might be 20 years from now, which means something else will probably kill me before then.
Vaping. Drown.
Yeah. Mike says maybe Biden just forgot. Could be.
Yeah, he could have. No, it's all good. I mean, it's not like the other side would have admitted it immediately either. Or anyone else.
It explains some things. I mean, people usually after they remove your prostate, there's a good chance you could end up with depression. Your testosterone level goes down. I was just saying all these, how he all of a sudden would, get off my lawn out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He started getting real cranky as he got
older.
That could so that also comes with loss of memory.
And
dementia.
It all depends, Bill.
Well, guess what, guys? You're probably all going to end up with it. They say over 80% of us end up with it by the time we're 80 years old. It just, at that point, it's not going to kill you because something else will.
Right. Yeah, well, we'll see.
See, I just figured my prostate aged early because I used it so much. I wore it out.
Yeah, you prostate pounder. No, honey, a little to the left. Oh, yeah, that's the spot.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, baby.
Finger there.
Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know how I like it. You know how I like it, baby. All that sperm donors too coming down with prostate cancer. Yeah. You know, there's an old joke, and the guy was like, "I'm just saying." You go, you know, when I go in to give blood, you know, the nurse goes and gets the blood, so I'm here to donate sperm.
Yeah,
I saw that one. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. Come and get it. You know what I mean? Let's go.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like, hey, when I go donate blood,
In fact,
they come and get it.
Beauchart sent me that one. As a matter of fact,
it's like
it is a pretty funny one.
70-year-old guy goes see his doctor, and the doctor says, "Well, we need a sperm sample from you," and gives him a jar, and he goes, "Put some in there and bring it back to me tomorrow." So he comes back the next day, and well, it's empty. He goes, "Doc, I tried with my right hand, my left hand. My wife tried to help. She took her teeth out. We got my neighbor. You got your neighbor? What the hell? Yeah, we couldn't open it."
The jar. Yeah.
The jar. Ooh.
Hey. Oh, yeah, it's a perfect match.
Underneath it says jealous. Yeah, matter of fact. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Too bad he didn't have a picture with a better matching background, but this it's pretty amazing, isn't it? And give it a tongue.
Yeah. Well, no, it was it's good that the backgrounds are different because it makes it more weird. Because it messes up you suppose they're just gonna like kiss at the border. You know what I mean?
What the heck? Oh, here we go.
It's an airplane. Yeah. Yeah, it's an airplane.
Oh, is that the Epic Cat one? Oh, okay.
Is this the one?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Anyway, let me start it from the beginning. Pause. There we go. Here we go.
What do you mean, sir?
I don't extract my own blood. I understand what you're saying, but this is a sperm bank. We don't work that way. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I saw that same video. It's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we got Captain Ray Kelly. Hey, Ray.
Captain. Hi, Captain.
He said, "Hey, Jim,
batten down the hatches, you lubbers."
I used to love her. I still do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's still with us, right? Barbara Eden?
Oh, don't get a picture of her.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so sad. All the little potential babies that were sacrificed over Barbara Eden when I was a kid. Don't ruin it. Barbara Eden, man. Even that outfit, I don't know, man. What the hell? That was a hot outfit for back then, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but it's funny in the 70s.
They wouldn't let her show her belly button.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Barbara Eden at 92. She's 93 right now.
Yeah.
And here, I'll share this. I'll tell you what, if I could look like this at 92, I won't mind living that long. As if.
Mm-hmm.
What, with boobs and a vagina?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, just saying.
Hey, Jim.
There she is. Let's see. Talking.
Oh, yeah.
I look pretty good for 92.
Yeah,
this was last year.
Yeah, that's a wig.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that talking to her? Oh, never mind.
It's just some TV show.
She looked like Kaylee McEnany for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And McEnany looks pretty good too. Matter of fact.
Yep.
That McEnany, her mouth is a little too wide. It makes her look like the fucking Canadians from South Park. You know? Hi, good night, buddy. You know,
Caroline Levitt, she's pretty hot.
Yeah,
You know
smart as hell. I mean, that's the most prepared human being. No matter what question they throw at her, she has an instant answer.
Kaylee too, though. Kaylee was good too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what though?
Smart girl. Yep.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You say whatever you want to about Trump. I don't care. He ain't my favorite person either. But he hires some of the hottest chicks.
Oh yeah.
I mean, all the women that work for him, just about. You're like, damn, son.
Yeah.
Alina Habba. Now, Alina Habba, all of them. They're just smoking hot and smart. But smart. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He hires really hot girls, but they're all.
I'm not declining that there's
his wife.
I think Sarah Huckabee was the
woman.
least. Yeah, she speaks like 5-6 languages, some shit.
Yep.
Sarah Huckabee was the least attractive woman that he's ever hired, in my experience. And I'm not saying she's ugly, but she's just chubby. She's kind of chubby and whatever. But in comparison, it's all comparative. Everybody that works for him was like, "Damn, what?
Ann
Really?
Bondi.
Damn!
Uh-huh.
Oh man! Oh, geez, I was like, what the hell?" And then the Republicans in general, and I'm not saying they're all Democrats are ugly, because AOC, for all her faults, is not a bad-looking woman.
Yeah.
But
She's cute.
Even that black chick everybody's picking on lately.
She's not beautiful, but she's very cute.
Yeah.
Until she opens her fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, that gnome, Christy Gnome. God damn, son.
Yep.
Jesus. You're like, what the hell? Boebert for all her issues. Boebert? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Even that Marjorie Taylor Greene. You know what I mean? You're like, God.
Until she opens her mouth.
Gorgeous for a politician, I'm saying.
Yeah.
For a politician, you're like, ugh. Some of these women are like, what the hell?
And then you got that congresswoman from Connecticut with purple hair.
Oh, no.
That old woman with the purple
some of these
hair.
battle axes, man. Yeah, you're like, what the hell? And some of these scolds and battle axes they got, and you're like, yikes.
Yeah.
They don't even seem smart though. What is? I don't get it. I don't know.
Oh, they're not all. Yeah, either side's got some dumbasses. That's for sure.
Stupid shit that comes out.
Oh, I'm just saying. Some. I don't know where he gets all these chicks, man. Every last one of them, you're like, what the hell?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 minute warning.
2 minute warning's up.
Yep. Be prepared. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
man.
we forgot. We forgot. How do we forget
Janine
her?
Pirro.
Huh?
Janine Pirro.
She's a very attractive old woman. Janine Pirro.
Yeah, for a 60-year-old woman, yeah.
Yeah, she's very attractive for her age. Very attractive.
Pam Bondi, 60 years old.
No, you said Pam Bondi.
I said Pam Bondi. No.
You said Pam Bondi.
Head of the NSA.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Oh. Well, wait a minute now. Homeland Security is Kristi Noem, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tulsi Gabbard.
That's it.
Tulsi. Oh, her?
Yeah,
but she used to be a Democrat.
Yeah,
right?
that's
she had to quit because she's too cute for the Democrats.
She wasn't just a Democrat. She was the co-chair of the National Democrat National Committee.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No. He's just. I don't know what it is, man. It's just crazy.
You're right.
You're like, where the hell are these smoking hot chicks coming from?
Yeah, where the hell did they come from? I don't know.
Yeah, smoking hot chicks are everywhere. Smoking hot chicks with that smart and that accomplished. That's the thing.
Yeah.
The lower chick or lame.
Bill's show tomorrow night, and after that, we got Lloyd may have a show Monday. Don't know, but you all have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Take care and God bless. Good night, y'all.